Salam, Metzin. I'm joking. I'm a program that's not sit down. Wauve, Metzin, Salam, Kamet. I'm joking. Fuck it. Let's do it proper.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Cool. Bro.
Hey.
Hi guys. Welcome to another episode of Sit Down. We're here with Wauve. What's good, bro?
Yes, my bro. I'm good, bro. How you?
I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
Wauve is an artist, musical artist, and a producer. Self-taught, may I add. And he's here to talk about his mantras. What are your mantras, bro?
My mantras are bet on yourself, family first, long term over short term, and just say yes.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
Kick off with the first one, bet on yourself.
First one, bet on yourself. Bet on yourself. If I was to explain that, it's about knowing your worth, betting yourself, believing in yourself. Do you get me? I feel like we live a long life, and there's a lot of times where people try to, people are gonna undercut your value. Do you get me? And like whenever they can just like save a few pounds here or there, whatever you're doing. For me, it's music. But it's just betting on yourself in as well, like in terms of just making sure that people understand your worth. Do you know what I mean? So that's one thing that I it's one of my mantras basically. I live by that. Do you get me?
And I read somewhere that you started off young. You started off producing young. At what age did you start?
I started off producing. So yeah, I started off producing when I was 13.
Yeah. So
it's officially 10 years now. I could say like it started as a hobby, but I remember on my 13th birthday I just started that. It was just a hobby. Do you get me? Like just found a laptop somewhere, started making beats, watching people, just doing it for fun. I was doing other stuff, like I was like more nerdy, like just trying to do different things on the computer. Obviously at that time though, for a lot of young people, we went from like playing kickabout outside to like, oh, this is a new thing, like computers, like, do you get me? So I think that's where it kind of started still, yeah.
Yeah, and
producing thing.
Talking about your mantra, betting on yourself, when did you bet on yourself? When was that first gamble that you took, that you said, right, like, it's me or now? Because you started at 13,
yeah.
now you said 10 years. 10
yeah,
years.
yeah, 23, yeah.
So in that period, when did you say, this is it?
Yeah, that's a good question still. I think when I was, obviously, like, I'm not old, so like when I was maybe at the age of like 16 or something, for example, you're expected in this like system, you're expected to like, figure out what you're doing for the rest of your life. What do you want to do for uni? This is your options, this and that. Like, I'm 16 years old, bro. Like, I don't know my life. Do you get me? So, at a time when I kind of got like, you kind of get rushed into figuring out what you want to do for your life, I was like, okay, I don't want to do that. Like, looking at the options that they're giving me, doing this, that subject, I don't know. There's nothing, like, so what is it then? What do I want to do? And then when I actually got myself out of like the box, thought outside the box, I was like, this is what I'm doing right now, making music, like, let's just go for it. That's one situation where, and I know a lot of people, like, for example, when you're young, like, a lot of teachers and stuff can make you feel like little and stuff. So it's like, obviously people can laugh at you, this and that. Like, it's just like, well, I just thought, I believe in myself. Do you get me? And let me just bet on myself. Let me not sell myself short. Let me focus on this thing and see how far it can go. Do you get me? I think I know my worth. So let me try and go for that, and rather than doing stuff that I don't want to do. Do you get me? It's just literally just that. That was my first time. But yeah, that was like the first kind of main situation, I would say.
Sick, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And there's one thing you said that kind of made me laugh when I read it, and I was like, this is real. It's like you said, know your worth, then add tax.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, because the system, everyone, like the system, that the government that adds tax, like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, yeah. Well, like, or like, because it's like, for me personally, it's about, the reason why I'll say that is because it's like, for me, it's kind of like adding tax because I know that I'm my worth, everyone's worth is like unique. Do you get me? So it's like I'm the only person that can be me and I can do this whatever you want me, whatever I'm doing right now. So it's like I deserve a bit of like thing on top of that. Do you get me? Rather than just, do you get me? So that's just how I see it. Like I'm a type of person, like some might say it's good, some might say it's bad, but like if I'm doing something, like for example, if I'm producing for another artist or if I'm doing whatever, I wanna, like, I don't kind of look at what the average price or value is of whatever I'm doing. I just like how much do I think like what my time was worth in that moment, like how much would I, do you get me? I don't really, I'm very like self-minded like that, which it might be a good thing, might be a bad thing, but that's just how I perceive things. That's how I kind of like move with life, and it just makes, I feel like it makes it so that whether or not you're overpricing yourself or whatever, at least you will feel satisfied. Do you get me?
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, that's what it is. Still.
And just to go back a quick bit about betting on yourself, how difficult was it with pressures from like family and the community and how we've grown up? Like, how difficult was it to go up to ones and say, "Rah, man's gonna make music"?
Yeah. You see me, I was never a rebellious person, like growing up. So I was never rebellious. I was calm. I was fine. Like teacher's dream or whatever. I was just because I was just like just minding my own business, kind of. Do you get me? So when I did start thinking, I don't want to do this, I feel like people, they don't tell me. I feel like people, adults and stuff, probably thought, okay, so there's a reason why he's thinking this, because he's not just being like that just to be like that. Do you get me? So it was for a reason. My like, obviously, like being from Eritrea, like it's not like a career path that at the time, like it's like a viable career path. But I feel like it's just being confident. I was always confident with what I do. Like if I think if I put the work in, like there's like, I don't know, like for example, people be like, oh, there's a 1% chance. But then it's like, if I work hard enough, like I will be better than 80% of them, so there's a 20% chance. Like, I don't know, like that's how my mind was thinking, do you get me? Like even if that didn't make sense mathematically, I don't know. But like in my head, it's just like, you're eliminating everyone else by actually being good, because there's a hell of people that don't, do you get me? At their craft. So I was just focusing on just working on it. And I think my parents as well, they just saw how hard I was working, I'm not gonna lie, and they just couldn't, like, they couldn't really say nothing. They would say, and then I got to a point where it was like, my parents would be like, yo, like they'll come in my room while I'm making beats, like, because at that time it was like 24/7, like 24/7 I forget to eat, like, do you get me? I don't eat, like I'm just there, like I'll probably eat like once a day, because I'm just like, oh I forget I'm hungry, do you get me? So my parents would come in and like, yo, like I was just thinking, like, what's happening? Like, what are you doing? Like, do you get me? And I'll just be like, that's when I started getting into like law of attraction and stuff like that. So I was just like, bro, like if I have no money and I'm just living on the street, if I'm making music, I'll be happy. Like, so don't worry. Do you get me? The man's just, and I was like, kind of fooling myself into thinking that, and then it actually, like, if your sons keep on saying that to you, you can't say nothing, like, and then he's just making beats all day, just doing his thing. So I think I can't see it from other people's perspectives, but from my perspective, that's how I kind of like alleviated the pressures a bit for the time being. And then yeah, exactly, like that's what it was. So yeah, that's what I would say for that still. Yeah,
crazy. And that can easily slide us onto your second mantra, which is family first.
Yeah, bro, family first, bro.
Yeah, that's about
family first. Obviously, yeah, family first. Anytime they would say anything to me, it's out of love. Do you get me? Like, family's hella important. Values, that kind of goes like from family into like when you go into the world, the real world, and you gotta like build your team. It's like those same values. I look for those same values that I have. Do you get me? because it's more than just working with people. It's like, who are you? Do you get me? Like, I can't be standing shoulder to shoulder with someone that I'm not sure about. Do you get me? So, yeah, family is what you take care of first. Do you get me? Like, that's everything to me. I'm a family man still. Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Yeah. 100.
You know, you spoke about building a team.
Yeah.
You briefly touched upon some stuff pre-interview.
Yeah.
You said how integral having a team was to you.
Yeah.
In the industry that you're in.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, quite a cutthroat industry.
Defo.
How is providing or creating opportunities a drive for you, or is it something that is like it just comes to you naturally? It is what it is, kind of like.
I feel like I secondhand learned that through doing like all this hard work by myself, I will then be in an opportunity to create opportunities for other people around me. No one taught me that, but now that I kind of know it, now that we've kind of spoken about it, now it's like it will act as a drive for me to be like there's more people on my back, like on my shoulders, that I need to carry through and like provide opportunities for like my family and stuff like that. So yeah, like at first it was very like just a myself thing, like let me make sure I'm calm. But then now, like even through growing the team grew through like me, like the opportunities that I could see people like I could see for people that I could provide to people and stuff. So it's like I feel like they're kind of, and it's amazing as well to see people grow as well. Like when I'm seeing like people on my team now, like form and build, like we're called Wauve Pack. That's our brand now. So like when I see people like that used to be like when I was signed to a label situation, I was telling them like, yo, like why don't you come in and like help? And they'll be like, I don't think I have enough to offer, kind of situation. It's like, oh, I hear that. I respect that. But then now it's like we're in a situation where we're running the ship ourselves. Like that's amazing to see. Do you get me? I love that. So especially when it's your people. Do you get me? And it's people that have the values that you have. I love seeing real people win. Do you get me? So yeah, definitely, bro.
And on top of that, they bring something.
On top of that, they bring something, and then it's not even a thing of like people will say to me, oh, what if like they just use you and go, bro? That's amazing, bro. Like for me, if I helped someone, do you get me? And then like they've gotten a bigger opportunity off of that. That's amazing, bro. Well done. I'll clap for you. Do you get me? 100. That's amazing because I just want to see my people win.
Bro, yeah, man.
So for that, like that's a big. I didn't even think of that until you asked me. Still, that's a good thing to touch on. But yeah, like help like opportunities, and then like that person will go off and do their thing, and then it will provide opportunity for me. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That's what it is, man.
Positive.
Yeah, man. Family first. You get me?
Always, man.
That's what it is.
Your name.
Wow. Yeah.
Explain the origins.
That's a long story still. Yeah, bro. Well, like it's Wauve with the U in the middle. Yeah. So it's just a reminder, like you are the wave. Like just believe in, like, do you get me? Believe in your source. Believe in your.
That's crazy. I didn't even clock that.
Yeah, do you get me? But like the thing that's mad about it is the way I write my lyrics on my songs and stuff is like I don't write. Like I'll just jump on the mic and then I'll just like freestyle, or I'll say some stuff that the beat's reminding me of, and then it'll randomly end up making a story or whatever. So every single song that I've released, even the ones that make the most sense, has started from just random words, and I've put them together because the beat just made me feel around that emotion, that whatever it was feeling. So that's how my name came about as well. So I just said wow, like, and then I like time after I was just like, oh yeah, that makes sense because of this and this. So like it's just a whole like the whole. Do you get me?
Step by step thing, and then it ended up becoming.
Yeah, but it's mad because that's how I am as a person. I just start from feeling. Do you get me? So it's like it's kind of got like the meaning of like you are the wave. Do you get me? And like just you don't need to go looking for anywhere else. That's something that's a message that for myself within my life, because yeah, it's important to me, like finding your source and just finding your wave. Do you get me? But then also yeah, just the whole thing of that, it's literally that name came about in the same way that I write my music. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Let's touch upon your third mantra. It's long term.
Long term over short term, yes. Long term over short term is a big one. It's a very big one. And like the 80-20 rule, like I've just put it down, like that's basically like as the person I am today, like I would say I thought about it and I was like, I would say 80% of the things I do in my life right now in my day-to-day basis is something towards long term or a result of me thinking about a long term. And then 20% is like for today, like I don't know, what am I gonna eat, what am I gonna, do you get me, what am I gonna wear today or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a thing that I always thought about. I always thought about long term. Like when I was at the age of like 13 or 15, I was thinking about and I feel like kids are getting smarter nowadays. They're thinking more about like the long term as well. Like what am I gonna do, or how can I position myself now to, do you get me? So yeah, and then also it got that idea got reaffirmed to me when I was like in the music game and I started talking to like OGs in the game, like people who have been out here, like probably in their 50s, 60s maybe, like OGs, yeah, and they're talking to me like, yo, like they're talking to me, well, I want to see you where I want to see you in 20 years. And in my head I'm like, whoa, like a 60-year-old guy's talking about in 20 years time. Like to be in that mindset, it's like, it's crazy. I wouldn't expect someone of that age to kind of like think that still in that terms of long term, because people nowadays our age don't even think that long term. Do you get me? 20 years, what am I gonna be doing in 20 years time?
Yeah.
Do you get me? So like that kind of got reaffirmed to me, like, and it just I feel like because I love what I do, it's easier to think that way as well, because it's just like, it's just like I've designing my life to just be set. Do you get me? So that's with anything like when it comes to like music, money, family. Like it's all about, just at the moment, it's all about long term. Like when I get older, I don't know how it's gonna be, but that's what I feel like. It's smart. It's a smart thing to do, and I feel like nowadays with social media, like people just like to just think about like, I don't know, like what's the next thing, what's the next best shoes or drip. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So I feel like it's good to play a part in that, to be involved, but like coming from a place of that, like pre and the long term first. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Making sure that you're set before you make any steps, make any rash decisions. You get me?
Yeah. And you talk about your feelings and how you jump in the booth, you feel the beat. You talk about your feelings in terms of your long term stuff, what you're feeling, like where you want to position yourself in the future. Have you been somebody that's consistently or has always been in touch with their emotions? Are you somebody who yo, listen, man's gonna think, hey, Mike.
I'm here for it.
Are you somebody who has never shied away from that side of yourself?
I'm a Cancer, innit? So that means that's a water sign. That's like, ooh, feeling. So people, like, every time I say, oh, my birthday's July 4th, I'm a Cancer, people be like, oh yeah, apparently you're emotional. But like, I just hear that all the time, bro. But like, yeah, I hear that. Like, I'm not heartless, but like, I've got, yeah, I feel like it's not a thing. Like, cause I'm a man, like, it's not a thing that you show like in society. Do you get me? But like, if I'm trying to make music, like, it has to have a feeling. Like, there's no point in my eyes. It just sounds like it's just noise, empty noise. If it's like not coming from a place of emotion, whether it's happy, whether it's sad, whether it's whatever. Do you get me? Yeah. So like, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing like if I didn't have that. Do you get me?
Yeah.
But it's just not. It's not something that like, I'm not like some emotional wreck kind of guy. Do you get me? Do you get me? I'm here. I'm well put together.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
I hear you still.
That's It's
a crazy stigma, though, isn't it? When it comes to.
It's a mad stigma, bro.
To, like, men and emotions, man.
Yeah, bro. Like, even to the point where like, I've been so trained to think that way that when people are saying now like, yeah, men should show their emotions, I'm like, huh? But like, I don't know if that's because I'm a product of my environment, or is that's because like I actually feel that way. That do you get me? I don't know. Do you get me? It's a whole mad.
But even then, you're like you said in the booth, you let it go. So it's kind of like you found your way instead of being that person who would sit there and cry their eyes out or maybe like just go deeper into the feelings. It seems like you found a positive emotional output when it comes to music.
Yeah, man. Cause I feel like I don't know. I feel like as men, like your emotions just get lost. Like they dissipate. Like they just like there's not. It doesn't even get to that stage where you're thinking about like I don't know. So like, when I'm in the booth,
I disagree still.
Swear.
Yeah.
What? them late nights crying your eyes.
Nah,
like,
bro, I can't cry.
Oh, I hear that still.
I can't cry.
Yeah,
no matter how sad something is, I can't cry. Like when I say cry, I mean like man can shed a tutu tear.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
But man can't do the.
Yeah, man can't do that still.
Like I don't know how to do it. Like,
yeah, when I see people do that, I'm like, raw, like you're actually crying, bro.
I want to do it. I envy people that are able to cry. Nah, bro, because it builds up.
Yeah.
I
hear that still.
I
heard it here first, man.
I really do envy people who can cry.
Yeah, that's a mad thing.
Crying's good.
Yeah, bro. But like, yeah, like when I see people, I'm like, raw, like that's actually crazy, bro. Like you're actually crying, like in front of me. I don't see that in movies, bro.
Right.
Like, do you get me? So like. Yeah, but anyway, the booth is like it doesn't need necessarily have to be sad. Like it could be happy, it could be vibes, like it could be. Do you get me? Whatever emotion you're feeling in the moment, you gotta be in touch with it to make something that's worth listening to. In my eyes, innit? And I feel like that's what I try to do with my music as well. Like I can't just make even if I'm making the most like commercial, because obviously I songwrite for people as well. Like so, if I'm making the most commercial sounding song, it has to have something rooted in it. You get me? If it's not hitting that, then I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, let's touch upon your fourth mantra. Your fourth mantra is
say yes. Yeah, say yes, bro. Like this is one thing that changed my life. Saying yes to things, bro. Like that's a mad situation. I feel like everything good that's come in my life has been from me, or good experience has been from me saying yes in a situation where I had to think about saying yes. Do you get me? So even being an artist, bro, I wouldn't have been an artist. Like I was just thinking of just being a producer. Like my whole life direction changed when like someone come to me saying, yo, like you're hard, like I can help you, but like just like you got, because I was making beats and I was writing songs on it just for fun, but like I didn't think of myself as an artist. I was just doing it for fun whilst in between sessions with actual artists. So it's like, yo, like I've heard the songs that you've been writing on your beats. You need to be an artist, bro. And I was like, I used to see it as corny. Being in the music video, doing this and that, like doing this type of thing, like it's mad. Like, but I was just like, you know what? I'm young. I got nothing to lose. Let's just do it. Do you get me? And I'm alright at music, so let's just do it. Like, I'm not gonna make a complete fool of myself. Obviously, all the pressures of like being in a Habesha family and stuff, just like it's on your shoulders when someone says to you like, I can help you, but let's go. Do you get me? So I said yes to that. That changed my. I would not be who I am today if it wasn't for me doing that. That whole artist thing, I seen it as university. Like when people go to uni and they change, and they grow and they learn, and like there's so many experiences that I've had that is different to the normal person's experience from doing this music thing. Do you get me? Which I rate, and then also like in other senses, like not just music but in life in general, like I found myself in situations that would be like seen as awkward, like being in an event or being in a room full of people that ain't your vibe, or just because I just said, all right, fuck it, let's just go. Do you get me? Whatever. And I learned a lot from it. Do you get me? I learned hell lot. And I want to like continue doing that. I feel like once I learned so many different things, like being with different cultures of people, being with like in different countries and stuff, like just seeing how people are, or people different social circles and stuff, you learn so much. People that ain't nowhere from where you're from, do you get me? And that's a thing in life, like it's so important. I feel like when you get to that point, it's like you realize how little you know about life. Do you get me? You're like, whoa, so you mean to tell me that I just preed this little niche of people or this country's culture or something, and I've learned, and I feel like I'm a new person. So what if I went all around the world, or what if I did something else, or what if I tried something new, or went to another, like, do you get me? Another kind of club or whatever. Like, I'm trying to relate it to like other people's lives as well. Do you get me? So it's like now I'm just like, whoa, like every day that's passing and I'm not trying something new, it's like I'm missing out kind of thing. Like I'm missing out, bro. Like, do you get me? There's so many different things that I could be seeing or experiencing right now that could build me as a person, shape me as a person. But yeah, that's where it kind of stems from still.
So much stuff to learn in this world, isn't it?
Yeah, bro. And like, it's to do with being fearless as well. Like, I've wrote that down as well. Like, fearless, like finding fearlessness. I feel like you have to find it. Like, which is kind of, it could be different to saying yes, but like in a way, it's like just not being afraid to do things.
Yeah.
It kind of like kind of like goes back to like the first mantra where it was like betting on yourself. Like, there's an element of you have to be fearless to do that. Do you get me? So.
Always had it? Always been fearless?
Do you know what? That's a good question, you know. Because I feel like I only had to really, when I say fearlessness, I'm not talking about something about like doing something that might give you pain, because that's like hurtful now, but like I'm talking about long term, so like making life decisions or that type of thing, yeah.
Don't be afraid to jump, basically.
Yeah, I feel like the way the system is, I only had to experience trying to finding fearlessness when I had to go away from the system. Like, I feel like the system kind of keeps you safe. That's not even a thing that like I've had in my mind. Like, this is just from.
This is facts.
This is just what I'm like an answer to your question. Like, I feel like before that I kind of felt safe, and I feel like
comfortable.
Yeah, comfy. Do you get me? It keeps you comfortable and keeps you just like afloat. Do you get me? But like if I was to answer your question, the first time I had to like do that was obviously branching off and doing my own thing. Like, I dropped out of uni. I was like broke for like a year, just working in studios here and there, trying to just find my feet with no plan. Like it's one thing like when you have a plan, like, I'm gonna do this, and then I've got this person here. It was just like out of nowhere and just found my own luck, like just created my own luck kind of thing. But like, so maybe I was fearless before then, but I never knew, because it was just like I was just, do you get me, in doing what I should be doing, basically. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's crazy, man. And
yeah.
As you come to the end of this interview,
yes, bro,
I wanted to ask you, what do you read or listen to a podcast that kind of helps you?
Yeah. I try my best to read. Like, I'm not a reader, innit? I listen to audiobooks.
Yeah.
So I feel like the first thing that changed my life was the book, The Secret. I don't know if you heard about that one.
Never heard of it.
You should read it still.
Who's it by?
Rhonda Byrne or something like that. Sorry if I butchered the name. Rhonda Byrne.
Cool,
some Australian woman. That one changed my life. I read that when I was like 18 or something, and that was The Secret. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like that was just through. I feel like now it's more of a general kind of. It's getting to be more like a general knowledge thing, but like at the time it wasn't as much, and like I got recommended it by some girl that came from like a whole different background from me. She had rich parents and stuff, so like, it was funny. Like when she told me about, it, I was like, right, so this is what the rich people read. Like, do you get me?
Yeah, let me get some.
Yeah, bro. So I was like, let me just read it. Like, so, and yeah, that shit changed my life. That's crazy. But like, that's the thing of saying yes to reading a book that I'll never. Before that, the last book I read was Cat in the Hat or something. Like, do you get me? Yeah. So since then, I understood the value of reading. Like, and like it's just like most non-fictional books are like a whole person's life experience put into 150 pages or something. So it's crazy. Like when you actually read deep it, like if you read like 100 books today, like you would be 100 people smarter. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So
that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, so their whole life, because people usually write books at the end of their, like when they feel like they've experienced something, otherwise they're like, there's no point of writing a book. So it's like, yeah, so that one was a big one, and then ever since then I've just been reading a lot of non-fictional. I like reading about people's lives and how they've interpreted their experiences. So like there was one even like over lockdown, I think 50 Cent released a book. It was called I don't remember the name, I'm not gonna lie, but I read it from top to bottom, and it was proper, like, especially because he's in music, that was a very good book. But like you can take that into different areas of life. You don't have to be an artist or whatever to read it, but that's just about how to like hustling and stuff like that, and how it wasn't even like an instructional thing. It was just like he was just telling experiences of his life and how he interpreted them, and then you kind of like I like bouncing off of them and like thinking, would I interpret it the same way that they would? Do you get me? And how would that life lesson, like, how would I deal with that and that type of thing? And yeah, man, I feel like those two books are like two good ones, but there's hella other books that there are out there, like it's very important to read still. Yeah.
And is there a song, as an artist, it's crazy to ask you, but is there a song that you listen to that's inspirational, or you can even plug your own stuff, bro? Like, but just off the top of your head.
You like a song? I probably won't give a song because that's too hard to say. Like, do you get me? But I would say like, well, if I'm talking about a current thing, PARTYNEXTDOOR's album, I was listening to that for this whole year. Like, I don't listen to loads of music. I listen to one thing that has that feeling element to it, and then I'll just listen to it for a long time. And now, but in general, I would say music that has stuff that just sounds magical in it, bro. Like, sounds like a human didn't make this, or a computer didn't make this. It's stuff that, like, I get inspired from, like, different areas. Like, it's just people. Sometimes you just hear some person just like do something crazy, like, and I don't know. There's something special in music. I don't know. There's something special in music that just inspires me. I feel like, I kind of didn't answer your question, but like, like, do you get me? Yeah, exactly. So like, for me, it's just stuff that I can't, stuff that's unique, innit? I can't, if I see a song and I feel like, I know what he used there, or I can do that. It's just like, I just skip. Like,
you like music that brings your curiosity.
Yeah, curiosity. Yeah, like curiosity. That's one thing I was gonna say as well. Like, on that last mantra as well. Like, curiosity. Staying curious. Yeah, is like a big thing as well. Like, you have to stay curious in life. Not to change the subject, but like that's a big thing in life. Like, curiosity is like a big reason why I've done a lot of things like in my life. But yeah, when I hear music and it's like something unique that you can't, it's not intangible. Like, you can't do that yourself. It's like somebody else just out of their natural human talent or their natural whatever, however they made the beat or whatever. That's the stuff that I like listening to still. It inspires me.
Crazy.
It inspires me to do that for myself in my own way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's a deep thing.
Real deep.
Yeah.
Last thing, even deeper. I need you to look into that camera and say your message to the world.
My message to the world.
Your message to the world.
Obviously, my name's Wauve, so Wave with a U in the middle. Just believe in yourself, believe in your wave, believe in your source. Don't go looking anywhere else for that. It's within you. That's my message still.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, 100.
Wow. Thank you so much,
God.
bro.
Appreciate that, broski.
Love for that.
No,
This
always.
will be sit down. We about to stand up. Man, like. Crazy. That was a crazy.
Love.
Thing. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. So, give me t-shirt. Man,
What time is it?
7:40.